Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
And then we can just put our phones away from each other.
Ooh, we're going live.
Live.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Hi.
It's old Brian. And, is it old Brian? Old Brian? Or
That's funny.
old Brian?
Oh, apostrophe B.
Oh, this was misunderstood.
We just watched a little talk, and it said the worst thing you can do if you're a facilitator or you're having a meeting is start off by saying, "How's everybody doing?"
This is my first time, so I'll do what as I please. I don't listen to TED Talks.
Okay. Who is Ted?
The killer?
I don't know.
Bundy?
There's probably a thing that like what it stands for, but I have no idea.
You should look it up. Shut down your phone.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
What's
While I do that, why don't you
like an
start?
acronym of some sort?
So, I mean, if you can say acronym, can you spell it though?
No,
Okay.
no, definitely not. So, how are you feeling after we did a 20-mile run on Saturday morning?
Yeah. It was uh it was a really good run, I'll say. I felt better than I have in a long time after running 20 miles, and I think it has to do with adding in strength training.
And probably consistency.
Consistency for sure. Because it's probably been 2 months where I'm running consistent during the week, and then I've done a progression 8, 10, 12, 15, 20.
Are you gonna do 20 again this coming weekend?
No.
What are you gonna do?
So we're leaving Saturday for Boston. So after run, so I'm gonna run. After run in the morning.
Wait, so,
That 15 probably the least.
okay, okay. So
How
you're
do you feel after that?
good. I was
When was the last time you were in 20?
about a month ago. It's weird.
Was it on Strava?
I don't post on Strava.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna have to go with I don't think you did.
Did it look like couldn't run? Did it look like I couldn't run 20?
No, you looked really good. You look like you always do.
It's like
But I was just wondering how like when was the last time you ran that far? I mean, I haven't run
about
that
a
far.
month ago. Then what did we do the weekend before?
Oh,
10.
you know what would probably help?
Those were plugged in.
Yeah.
Was mine plugged in?
Yeah. It's probably picking up your sound.
Damn it. I
Wow.
did that on purpose when you weren't looking.
I think it was when you decided to say that we couldn't do it the other way, so we had to switch microphones and cameras and lights, and
He always
apparently
wants
we
to
don't know
do it
what the
his way.
we're doing.
His way.
My way, I didn't. I told you.
So you can do everything about everything. They're so picky and bitchy all the time.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm good at it.
That's true. It's true. Like out of like to your pricks, you are
Number one.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
I had a lot of
you
training.
are right.
Yeah,
Like everyone hates you but loves you at the same time.
yeah. Speaking of that, um, I think I told you maybe not. The issue with the comedian,
I just watched this special last night.
dude. That end.
Oh,
I'm crying and laughing at the same time.
same,
Like, how is that even possible? But it was. I mean, Tracy and I were on the couch, and when he was talking about the dog, I was bawling my eyes out
same.
and laughing because he had some pretty funny things in there. And I thought like two of the best lines were when when he had his daughter said to the guy, "She usually rides up front." I was dying.
That
I thought that was amazing.
she was passed away, but she still gets his dick hard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We also watched Bill Burr's new one.
I didn't see that one yet. I didn't watch that one. I'm kind of Bill Burr out. Like I told you. I
Love
mean,
him.
I know I love him too, but
You guys are from like the same town.
yeah, but
Maybe you're related to him
I
as well.
no. I'll tell you. Here's what to
Uh,
who? To Billy Corrigan.
yeah.
Um, I told you the other day I was a Dennis Leary fan,
Hmm.
and I feel like Bill Burr is just the new generation of Dennis Leary.
You did say that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like him.
I like him too. I think he might get a little too political for me, which
You
is
think he gets political?
yeah, he does. Definitely has a way he leans.
Hmm. What way do you lean?
Maybe I don't know. Right now, I'm leaning like if you look at the camera, if I lean, I'm actually leaning left, right, center. Yeah, yeah. You're either a tolerable person or not,
That's true.
right?
That's true. I'll give you that. Is that a bag of candy?
hmm Yeah, when we first moved here, Erin, she wanted like all those jars full of like candy. I don't know why. It
You,
must have been a
you,
thing for kids at the time.
you didn't offer me a sweet treat?
Though that stuff has been there since 2020 when I moved in.
So you just have stale candy
Yeah, still.
jars.
Yeah. We're gonna see what happens. I mean that,
You are old. That's like what grandparents do.
bro, it said it's Erin's, not mine.
This is your house,
Yeah.
but that's like Aaron's room's over there.
This is her basement. When we moved in, she like
You weren't
she
allowed down here.
no. Yeah. I had to get permission. I had to have her I had to get permission to put the treadmill and the sauna down here.
One of my friends,
Wait, you have a friend?
one of my friends, when Aaron comes into the shop, loves Aaron. She goes, Aaron is my spirit animal.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know John's daughter, she is straight faced, cold, ice cold, and I love her to death. But she is just a handful all the time.
Yeah. I think any child, male or female, is gonna be a
But
handful.
she's like totally you. Thing.
hmm Yeah, I could see that. I think as far as um like if you want to say you take after one of your parents, yeah, she definitely has a lot more of me in there. But physically, I think she's more like her mom.
Physically,
Yeah,
I see.
like dark skin,
Well,
hair.
yeah, but like her mannerisms are yours.
Yeah, Trinity's definitely not.
She's the mailman.
No, Trinity's more of the
She's like the
Irish. No, Trinity's blonde hair, blue eyes.
mailman.
They don't even have mailmen anymore. They don't even. Actually, it's funny when I was coming to your house.
How do you get? Well, you have to go to a box to get the mail.
No, mine's out front, but there was a guy, a mailman, mail carrier.
That's your daughter's dad.
Anyway, and he got out of his truck and he was walking up to the door. Look, now you're off camera.
Well, you're moving around.
No, you stopped talking. So you started. We started talking about running.
Yeah, I'm just bouncing all over.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna vibe here.
yeah. What kind of vibe is it? Are we giving out?
I will tell you, I feel so uncomfortable in your house.
Why?
Just a weird aura.
It's only the second time
Like
you've ever been in here.
like in the basement.
Yeah.
Like this is creepy.
Well, we're in the basement by ourselves.
Exactly. There's a vibe going on. And
Do you
like
want to move? Do you want to move upstairs?
I just wish someone else was here.
The dogs are up there. What's your safe word if something starts happening and people can come running? They're not going to hear you though.
Shuka.
Why is it doing that? Because I moved.
Moving.
I'm sorry. I'll stay like this.
Tell me about your first ultra.
My first ultra.
First of all, no, let's rewind it. What made you want to run an ultra?
Well, that's a great question. I think I could tell you, I have the exact story and tell you what it was, but what about, I mean, first, okay, let's just say I've been running for a long time. The first time that I went more than a marathon, okay, now I don't want to name drop, but um, we were running in 2012.
You're getting lost right now.
Oh, look at what the fuck is going on. All right, we were running with a group, and the group that I met when I came out here, they were training for a 100-mile race. You might have heard of it. I don't know.
Have you ever heard of the, how do you say it?
Leadville,
Ladderville?
Leadville,
Oh,
like lead,
like
like actual
heavy,
lead,
like heavy
like
lead.
they were mining
Oh,
lead.
like pencil lead.
Yep, kinda. But these guys were training for that race. Okay, and I said I'll just run with those guys, and I had never trained for an ultra before.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So your first one was Leadville?
No.
Okay.
First official ultra more than a marathon was the 24-hour corn belt around the
I
track.
saw you there.
Yeah,
I didn't know you then.
right.
I mean, I might
Well, we
have.
knew like new ancillary kind of through whatever, through the store. Like I would come in and get stuff at the store
Did I talk to you at that day?
as a customer.
No, at the race.
Not really, because you were with Flynn.
Okay.
You were with him and Tom and like some other people.
God, you're probably so salty the whole time.
No, dude, no. The person that was actually running that race had said, "Hey, they were training for Leadville, John Byrne and Rick Fountain. It was John's, I think, second Leadville training, and I started running with them. So when you talk about a race or miles over official race, that was the first one. Training, we ran 35 miles, 40 miles. But this one, it was about a month before, and the race is always in May, on May 5th, on that weekend, because it's always like Cinco de Mayo, and Gonzo's race is usually that weekend. So anyway,
I remember a bunch of them come
yeah,
up to the race that day.
yeah, drunk.
Yeah.
But John suggested, he's like, hey, just sign up and then come and run with me and see how you feel, just to run a few miles with me, because he was going to do it by himself.
Yeah.
I said, sure. So I sign up, and then about a week before the race, he tells me that he's not going to be able to make it. So now I'm signed up for this race, and I'm like, screw it, I'll go and just see what happens. And I planned on just running until I didn't want to run anymore. I brought all my crap with me. Didn't have any idea what I was doing. And it was around the freaking track.
Yeah.
It was brutal. Um, and I think it started getting hot out, and I was like 40 miles in, and I think you guys were way ahead. Like you and Flynn were running fast laps, like, not super fast, but faster than I was not gonna do. And then I think the sun came out, it got hot, and then I just quit after 40. That was my first like official I paid for race.
Gotcha.
Ultra.
So that day, I remember going into that race, showed up almost late. Um, I just remember towing the line and looking around at the crowd of people that were there. That was a funky bunch.
Oh yeah, it's not the people that you look at and say they're gonna run 100 miles.
And they did.
I know.
But Flynn and I were nicest running gear you could think of at the time. Take off like a banana. I'm like, why is no one running like us? We got our asses handed to us.
I think you guys only did 100K.
Yeah, but we went into that pretty beat up from the 50 mile that we raced not too long before.
I thought that the race that you guys did wasn't. I thought it was Potawatomi like
We did.
a couple weeks before,
We did.
and it was like 100.
100 miler.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah.
That's what it was. But we went into it thinking we were tough, hot shit,
Yeah.
and we got fucking put in our place. Like it was just, it's so tedious. Same muscle movement,
The track is brutal.
non-stop.
Yeah.
Well, you go this way for 4 hours, but you can turn around
Yeah, I
and
didn't
run
like
this way
going. I
for
didn't like
four
going the
hours.
other way.
Heard that about you too. Um, but I just remember like this older crowd, they had that dialed in, and you look at these
Hmm.
people, they don't look like athletes, and they made us look like fools.
Oh yeah.
And there was this. Do you remember that one gentleman who was out on the course
He was running
walking?
like sideways.
Yes,
Hey,
he had
he's
like
like tilted.
two different shoes on.
Yeah.
One was like a giant lift,
Uh-huh.
and all these medics showed up and
I
were
don't
like
remember that.
walking around with him. Come to find out,
I don't
he
remember
was
that
like
part.
a genius. He was like a coach for some Olympic athletes. He just he looked like a war vet.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and they all were showing up there just to question him and talk to him
Huh.
to get some insight on him.
Wow.
Yeah, whoever that gentleman was, he was fucking awesome.
That was the first time I saw Bonnie Bush,
Beast mode.
and I was like, wait a second.
Badwater Bonnie.
She had like what I would consider calling a like a 70s tracksuit on.
They all, they all
And I was
with
like,
the
what?
old headphones, like
Yeah,
the wired ones.
yeah. And I didn't know who she was, and I was like, there's no way. I mean, she is like
I think she
a,
won it that year.
yeah, I think 104 miles,
104, 105.
something like that. But you look at her run, and you're like, no way. And then all of a sudden, she's just hammering it out
She doesn't
and
quit.
doesn't stop. It's like her paces don't stop.
So if you guys ever want to know who she is, she held all the records back in the day. Badwater, all the big ultras back in the day, like crushed them, like national.
Yeah, 50,
Like,
50 mile,
yeah,
50K back
beast.
in when it wasn't as popular as it is today.
That's another thing. Also, when I started running ultra, I felt like I was
No one asked you yet.
20 years younger. Everyone's 20 years
Well, I was
younger
gonna
than
say,
you.
what were you, 15?
I was like
No.
20, in my 20s,
Okay.
but I was younger than everyone for the most
Oh
part,
yeah.
like way
Yeah,
younger.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was an older crowd at
Like
that time.
40-year-old men
Yeah,
and women.
but they just had it dialed in.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, at the race.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like all the races though.
Yeah.
Like it was an older crowd at that time. But I with my background in combat sports and cycling and all that, like I started doing triathlons. I hated the community. I don't give.
Well,
I will. I triathloners. I fuck off. I don't like you. I'm just kidding. I just didn't care for the community. It wasn't really my vibe. Um, so how I kind of fell into it. Greg Hansen. No,
I
Hansen.
don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Maybe. What does he look like?
He's really good looking. He's your type.
Okay. Anyway, is he from here?
He is.
Yeah.
Good guy. I used to work out with him. Still, dear friend of mine. Um, he was telling me his wife was training for like a 50K or something. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And this time I didn't know shit about running.
Yeah.
I just knew like,
You do now though.
no.
Okay.
Fuck you. I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, how many miles is that? And he was like, 31 miles and change, whatever. No fucking way
Yeah.
someone runs that. It just
Yeah.
blew my mind. And I started, training with him and training with some other cats. And we started trail running, and I had never gone trail running.
Yeah.
And I grew up, in the woods on my bike and whatever. I never thought to go running to, and I was hooked,
Yeah. It's
like
cool.
absolutely hooked.
Yeah.
Um, so then Josh's son and I were training for. He was doing the North Face Endurance
Oh,
Challenge,
the 50
the 50 miler.
in Wisconsin.
So Flynn and I jumped on. He was like, "If you guys just get me to this mile at this time, I'll let you. You guys can do your thing." Because he knew every ins and out of running. I had no shit, but I was a better athlete than him. Flynn and I could suffer, and I think he had tried that race time before and didn't finish or
Well,
something like
yeah.
that, or a 50 mile. I don't. It was 100 years ago. So we get him to like mile 30 at a certain time. He's like, you guys can go ahead. I can walk it in and still,
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, that's awesome. So Flynn and I finished, and I was like, dude, this is it. This is Everyone looked out for each other. The community was cool, and like at that time, like I still didn't know shit about nutrition. I
Yeah.
didn't have a GPS watch.
Right.
It just ran. I was stubborn, and that kind of how I met you guys.
Yeah.
Worst day of my life.
Yeah. You mentioned the nutrition part. I just remember, you know, when I was doing smaller or shorter races like marathons or 10Ks or half marathons, and back in the shit, I don't even know, early 2000s, I'll say, like for a marathon, I'd have like 3 goos, and that was it.
Yeah.
And now when you look, you look at like going from a road race to the trail or an ultra, it's like you look at the nutrition part of it is huge,
Oh yeah.
and I look back at it and go, man, if I had only fueled better for the marathon than just Gatorade and water, you know, because you're out there for 3 hours, you're like, what? You need 300 calories per hour for minimum, and then the sodium, and
Yeah.
I mean
So
it's definitely a different sport.
I'll rewind back to that 50 miler. Which one we did. Seems like the last however many aid stations where all they had were strawberry banana cookies.
Yeah, no
I was
thanks.
taking them and gagging
Yeah,
the whole time, muscling those down,
yeah,
and I can't even think about anything strawberry banana anymore. It fucking
yeah.
wipes me out.
It's funny that I have the same, like I ran the Chicago Marathon 9 times in my career or whatever. And yeah, well, there's a couple of DNFs, but that same thing where they had like a goo zone, and when I got there, all they had was chocolate. Yeah, and it was
That,
like mile 19.
see, like
I'm
that's
like, I'm gonna
something
eat
that
a
doesn't.
chocolate
When
goo.
I'm thirsty, I don't want chocolate.
Yeah,
I know like sugar and blah blah blah. I don't crave chocolate,
yeah,
but I don't do goos anymore.
I don't either. And so those guys still do. Kurt does, Austin does. Every once in a while, I went and got the blocks though.
Hmm.
Those aren't terrible, the chewies.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't do those anymore either.
What do you do?
I do go macro bars.
Those are good.
Yeah,
Those are good.
I usually do for like 20, like on Saturday. I'll take one, I cut it up into little pieces, and I'll wait for 6 miles and then 12 miles, and I'll take like half of it.
Yeah, I definitely the last couple miles I should have ate my last bottle.
What did you have for fluid?
2 bottles.
I know, but what was it? Water?
Yeah.
What? Just water.
Mm.
Really?
Like anything more than that, I don't. For that distance, I
Oh,
don't really need.
well, excuse us. I mean, I don't even know how. I know how I came across both Perpetuum and
Rich,
Tailwind.
Rich got me on the
The
perpetuum.
Perpetuum,
I've never used it. Only like when he was like, "Here, you want to try some of this?"
yeah,
I've never used it, but he ran the whole Ice Age. Or I forget
yeah,
what
yeah, no, Kettle Moraine.
Kilmarine, yeah, with only on perpetuum.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Like you always, so as an experienced runner like you, or that have run and try to get your nutrition dialed in and everything, the number one thing they tell you not to change before the race is your nutrition.
Hmm.
But when we were in Leadville, we were at this shop that week, and this woman inside the shop was like, "You guys should try this," and it was Perpetuum, and so I bought it and used it for the first 50. But what happens with Perpetuum, I don't know.
At Leadville?
Yeah, it it like coagulates. It's really thick,
Yeah, I
and
remember it being thick when
and
I
it's
had it.
like yeah, if it I don't know if you don't drink it like in a certain amount of time, it gets really thick. So it wasn't coming through the tube really
So
well. I think Rich, when he does it, he has in bottles.
he
He
mixes
mixes
it.
in and he has in bottles, and it's probably easier to come out.
Oh, you had it in the.
I had it in the bladder, and it was like getting caked in there. And then I switched halfway through to Tailwind, and that's all I use now is Tailwind.
I use Scratch Labs.
Yeah, you had it at your race. I like that stuff, and they make a chewy, right?
They make a lot of stuff. They have a cookbook too that you should check out.
Uh,
All kinds of stuff you can make to keep you healthy on your runs.
yeah,
They they they're
yeah,
that's like my favorite stuff. So
yeah,
when I ran in Dominica, they had it all set out for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you
Like
say
take
they,
this.
oh, scratched it.
Yeah,
Ah,
Scratch Labs.
gotcha.
So like take this and then.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was awesome. But still, it was like Element still won.
yeah. Well, you probably had a lot more going on than just the elements, I think, at that time.
I definitely did.
The the weather. Um, there was also some kind of physical ailment that prevented you from being human.
It's not a tumor.
It was a tumor.
Yeah, brain tumor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Look at us now, though.
Look at you now.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us. Will you just look at us?
Um, don't look at me.
So we have a race coming up, and keep moving the fucking camera. Quit fucking switching in.
Let's see.
Like a month,
4 weeks?
a month out.
Oh, look. Keep talking.
We're a month out, right?
Well, I'm looking with math.
Carry the two.
Yeah. So what did it say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks.
5 weeks out.
Yep.
We're doing a backyard ultra up in Wisconsin.
Yeah. First attempt.
So every hour on the hour, we have to run just over 4 miles. What's the distance?
It's like 4.09 or 4.1,
Yeah.
something like that.
So we don't know how we're gonna run it yet. Do we walk it until we need to run? Do we run until we need to walk?
Yeah.
Don't know how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a mental fuck, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to Annie this morning on the run, how that would be you keep going or not. I don't think it's going to get hard physically after you're out there for 5 or 6 hours, but it's not like you have to run fast.
Correct.
You have to just get to the start again in an hour. So it's 15-minute miles. So you can average 15-minute miles to get there. But you have to be there ready to start again every top of the hour. So what's the strategy? Do you leave a lot of time or little time? It's all going to depend on what the course is like. I have no idea.
Yeah.
There's two
And
hills, I
weather.
guess, and there's some shitty running in there. So
Like technical or just muddy?
muddy, I think. I saw a video. It was stupid. I shouldn't have watched it.
Notes in your head.
Yep.
That's the so on my first 100, there was like 4 creek crossings in 10 miles. It was a 10-mile loop.
Yeah.
So your feet were just constantly wet. As soon as they would lighten up, constantly wet.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think I'm gonna cover my feet in Vaseline. That's just what I do. Cover them in Vaseline and
why?
put my socks on.
Why would you do that?
It just helps with the water and it helps with no, that's what I did for Leadville. Every time I got a chance, I put Vaseline in my
Well, I
feet.
guess I did that too.
Yeah.
My first 100.
Yeah, so shut up.
But I also didn't wear the right shoes. My shoes were way too small.
That's a mistake.
I
I
didn't know
swear.
any better. I told you I didn't know anything about running.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know about if you've ever lost toenails over running.
Yes.
See, I've never have in my entire career. Not once. Never even got a black toenail. So,
Never?
never, not once.
It's because you're not really an aggressive runner.
From running. I did stub my toe a bunch of times and break my pinky toe and it turned black, but I've never got a black toenail from running. I don't know what you guys are doing, but maybe you're not eating enough collagen. Or,
Maybe that's what it is, not of collagen.
yeah.
I mean to tell you how uncomfortable I am in this room.
I think you did mention it earlier.
It's just a weird vibe.
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, do you want me to put the fireplace on?
Some music going.
We definitely don't have any background. I mean, we could have had the white noise going, but dog's got
He
it.
sleeps with white noise on every night.
Probably not the only one.
You're the only person in the world that does that.
I just found out the other day that on your phone, there's apps that have that stuff too, right?
There's a white noise app on your phone.
Yeah, it comes
Everyone
with
has.
Apple. Yeah,
What?
yeah. It's like 4 or 5 different sounds that you can play.
What's your favorite sound? Play
White
it.
noise.
Play it.
No, I don't. I can't find it. It's too much
Oh
pressure.
my god. How did you know it was there?
I saw it fucking TikTok.
That's not true.
That's what
You
it
just
did.
made that up.
Didn't.
Why do you have TikTok? You're 80 years old.
Um, forget where they found it. Let's see.
It's okay. You don't have to do it.
No, you keep talking. I'll find it.
Always
Be a
take
fucking dick about it. Don't believe me.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
You're gonna open an app.
No, just keep talking.
You keep talking. Just type in white noise on
I'm
the search
gonna.
bar.
Yeah, that's see.
What did you
Oh, I
say?
know. I forgot something.
What?
Um, you had asked how I felt after the run, and I told you from strength training. The other thing, here's another key thing here. We talked a little bit about nutrition, just kind of like what we're drinking and eating while we're running. Now, recently, I started going to a different gym because Tracy's insurance pays for like a membership.
Who's Tracy?
So new
Tell us about Tracy.
Tracy. No, I don't want to get off track. I'll tell you about her now. Let me finish before I lose my train of thought. Oh, It's called Quad City Performance. It's right down the street, and I'm or I got four personal training things came included. So I did that, and you meet with this guy Brian. He owns it. Him and his wife, nice people. Anyway, they have this app, MyFitnessPal, and all this other stuff. And so I felt like I've been doing a pretty good job up until that point of eating clean ish, you know, and also keeping track of how much I'm eating. Well, I was wrong, and
You weren't eating enough.
I wasn't eating enough.
That's crazy.
And, and the salt intake. He's like, look, if you're not eating any salt or adding salt, you're not getting enough salt. And when you start your run, you're probably already deficient, and then you start sweating and you're losing all that sodium, and it kills you, right? It's just that the sodium, salt, whatever is the key to not having gut issues in an ultra. But going back to the calories thing, I was before I started tracking it, I was probably only eating 17 to 1800 calories a day, which might seem like a lot for some people, but when you're exercising and you're burning 2000 calories or 1500 for a run, and then you're automatically burning another 2000 just by breathing, I was deficit forever.
Hmm.
So he put me on this 2800. Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you. So I did gain weight, meaning like, and I started lifting, and I'm heavier than I ever have this point in training, but I'm able to recover better, without a doubt.
Yeah. That's uh that's kind of been one of my key things forever though, strength training with all my running, everything. Like I was strength training before I became a runner,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
CrossFit and everything else. But I just feel like since I've been doing that so long, my body does recover faster. It
yeah.
understands, but I've never done. I don't know if I've ever eaten that much. I'm sure I have,
It's
but
hard.
calories.
Yeah, it's hard to get it, but I do it with 4 eggs, hard-boiled eggs in the morning, and then a Go macro bar, and then my lunch is either salmon and rice or chicken and rice, and the same thing for dinner. And then I have to eat, I have to supplement it with a protein bar and a protein drink to
Gotcha.
get the protein grams and the calories. And it's hard. I mean, 2300 sometimes I can't even do it.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be at 2800.
I also fast five
Yeah.
days a week. I just I just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I won't eat past 9 p.m. Then I won't eat till 1 p.m. the next day. But some days it goes on longer. I just
Yeah.
because of work and whatnot.
Me, Kurt, and Austin did a 3 day, probably about 6 months ago. And I think the first 24 is like piece of cake,
Hmm.
depending on when you start it, right?
Like
I
three
think,
day straight fast.
yep. So the first day, going into so that night you just go to sleep, you wake up and you're like, okay, 24 hours, wow. And then going into day two, into like that next time of 48 hours, that night of the second day was pretty hard. But then it became easy.
Hmm.
Like you didn't even, if you just kept doing what you
Get
normally do.
stay busy. Get
Yeah,
your mind off
exactly.
it.
And I think Kurt did some bone broth and some electrolyte drink. I just did water.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything except water, and I tried to drink frequently,
Yeah.
but I lost 9 pounds, and then it just came right back. It was just water.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have say it's good, some say it's bad.
That's with everything too.
Who knows? Exactly. There's 9 million fucking things that are good and bad.
I just like it. Like I feel less bloated. Like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that's funny you say that because I said I always feel bloated, and he said, okay, well when do you that's when the sodium thing came up, and so now um, there's this when you take in water, there's like out of your cells and then intracellular water, and the extracellular water was the amount that was too much. It wasn't getting absorbed into my cells, the water,
Yeah.
and so that's where the sodium comes in. It helps absorb it into
Yeah.
your cells. And so that's why he thought I was bloating, was because of that. And I'm like, okay. So then sure enough, I go and I buy like this salt, and it's like some
Himalayan stuff.
yeah, it's like Actually, I think it's like Irish something salt. I don't know,
That's not a thing.
dude, what it's called,
Irish
but
people.
it's just basically like fucking salt. You put it in your water, and it's at first I didn't know how much to put in. Oh man, it was like drinking the ocean. It was disgusting. And you know what? And
Lukewarm ocean water.
I've been doing it, and I don't know if my extracellular water level is up or down or whatever, but I still get bloated.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like fasting for me, or like I don't really take too many supplements. Probiotics and shit like that. Oregano oil. Do you take that?
No.
You should.
Why?
It's really cool.
You just drink it?
No, I take pills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What is it supposed to do?
everything. No,
Wow.
it's really good for you.
Do you know back in like the early 1800s, ketchup was supposed to be like an elixir that healed you from everything?
Elixir, I love that.
Yeah.
You made that up.
No.
Like,
No, it was.
how how would that be an elixir though?
Well, do you remember when they used to call it snake oil? They'd be like, these guys would fucking sell you snake oil. It was
It
like
was
this
ketchup.
scam, right? Yeah, it was ketchup. But if you
Like
think about
natural
it,
tomatoes.
yeah, but you know how much fucking sugar and salt is in there?
A lot.
Right. So maybe it helps some people.
Hmm.
Maybe not.
Do you? What do you take right now?
I take a lot.
Yeah, I remember you
I
tell
do.
me that like all your
Yeah,
whole
a lot.
potion setup.
Yeah. I probably can't even name everything. I can try.
Do you think like taking that much is good for you?
No.
Some
I don't
shit
know.
probably cancels out other shit.
Well, yeah, you know what you can do
You can
is
look
you
it
can
up.
put it all in there and you
Yeah.
can look up, is this mixed with this bad? There definitely is a too much
Yes,
equation.
very much so.
It's definitely too much. And I know sometimes I remember like if you take too much vitamin B, it does something really bad to your liver or it does something really bad to you. So I don't take a lot. I take like the minimum dose for a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I take just regular vitamins, probiotics, oregano oil, fish oil. That'd be about it. But just like protein.
Yeah.
I don't really overdo it.
Yeah, the protein for me, I did a food sensitivity, not a food allergy test.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. And
You lost a lot of weight on that,
I
didn't you?
did. I was down to like 175 pounds and
It's less than me.
it was hard to maintain because eggs was one of them.
Oh,
I know. And it's in everything, right? So
I love
eggs
eggs.
and I did it for like almost 4 years. And and then I was like, nah, I'm good. But I can't like the protein, like whey protein or any of those proteins. It's
Okay, at
does
what point
something to
is
my
it too
stomach.
much?
Well, I just
Like I'm not gonna give up certain things.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but like at what point? Like I love scrambled.
yeah,
I love certain things. Like we get our breakfast.
yeah,
Certain things I love, and I'm not gonna give up.
yeah.
And then
I get it. Yeah, that's what
that's me
happened.
being stubborn.
Yeah,
Like,
I like brownies. I like
oh,
cookies,
I
right?
will eat all the brownies,
Yeah, and
all of
there's eggs and there's milk in there and
them.
sugar and
What's your
but
favorite thing to eat?
um, from that like a
Just
cheap
anything,
dessert or
anything.
anything.
If you can eat one type of food for the rest of your life,
Hmm.
right now,
Wow. Can you put like something on it, like ketchup or?
you can.
Yeah. We would have to go with French fries. Yeah.
You're a fry guy?
Oh, fuck yeah. Potatoes,
You eat
mashed
chips? Do you like
potatoes,
chips then?
baked
You
potatoes,
guys that eat
chips,
like a whole bag of chips?
and rice.
Hmm,
I started doing chips, potato chips with the salt,
gotcha.
just a little bit of,
Crush up a bag.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I would say French fries,
Hmm.
but not like the skinny ones. I mean, it has to have like meat on them.
Some hearty fries.
Yeah, like steak fries.
What's the difference?
Because I feel like the little string ones or the thin ones, there's not enough potato in there. It's all a fried crap. I make my own fries.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Mine would probably be
I didn't ask.
Thai food. I just love Thai
Yeah,
food
but
so much.
you can't say, oh, pfft.
Oh, I just love it so
When you say
much.
Thai food, come on, dude.
Oh my gosh,
What,
it's
like pad
so
Thai?
good. No,
Then what?
Thai food.
You didn't say, you said one food for
Thai
me. So
food.
I was thinking like a potato or an apple or a fucking brownie. You're now talking about a whole entire
No,
genre
I
of
said
food.
one meal.
Uh, no, you didn't. You said what food? One food,
How fucking works.
potatoes.
You're such a
You're
vibe
you
killer.
can't get away
You
with
had a
saying
good thing going and you just
yeah,
ruined
but you
it.
can't say Thai food. What I could say American food then.
Yeah, you can say that. Well,
Actually, I
potatoes.
I I know you like sushi and I eat sushi a lot. And I tell people I'd rather have like a really good piece of tuna than a good steak.
I don't like tuna.
What do you eat? Salmon?
I like salmon,
Yeah.
but I don't like tuna. I don't like raw. I don't like a raw dog in it like that.
Really?
Mm-mm. Wears me out.
So what do you
Texture,
get when you go to Red Ginger?
everything but
Just different
tuna.
rolls.
Yeah, I just don't do like the raw shit.
Yeah.
So,
What's your Thai food?
all of it. I
But
do.
name one or you don't even know.
Like spicy basils,
That reminded me
noodles.
of a story.
You got one? Let's hear it.
You remember when you were still kind of recovering from what happened?
Had a brain tumor?
Oh yeah. So you're recovering from that. Why aren't you in the picture?
Because God hates me.
There you are. And
You move too much.
I'm not moving at all. Hey, you had just gotten over having pain surgery to remove a tumor. And it was like maybe a month later. Well, actually, it was way more than that because you were you were walking around and you started running again. But you remember when we went to dinner and we went to Exotic Thai?
No,
No,
Tantra.
Tantra at the time, and there's a different name now, right? Anyway, we went to Tantra. It's this restaurant here in Davenport, and they have a like a little booth. It's like a half a circle, kind of like coved booth that they sat me and you.
It was so romantic.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's nice. That was a nice meal.
Yeah, it's like dark in
It was
there.
very
It's
dark.
like they have like a candlelight. What the?
What the fuck is this shit? You did this. You're doing this. You have a
I
remote.
have not, I'm not even
You do
touching
this on
anything.
purpose. You always do this kind of shit. I think it's so funny. What
Anyway,
is your mixing board here?
yeah, I don't even know how it works. All I know is you can't plug a microphone directly into the computer.
So why?
You can do a headset that
Do you
has
have
a mic.
you have like a port? You need
Yeah.
like a certain port for
No,
it?
you have to. It has to go. The external mic has to go through that.
This is our first podcast.
Yeah.
That's not even a podcast.
Right. And it looks blurry.
You
Either
look.
that or my contact is
Maybe it's.
blurry.
Well, you should see what I see.
Um,
I'm also blind. Don't get a brain
Legally?
tumor. Basically,
But do you have the thing on your license that says legally
I don't
blind?
want to do that because I have my moped.
Uh,
I'll lie so I can ride my moped around.
yeah. Oh
So
my
what I did,
God.
I just remembered the board.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Talking about.
The one that when they cover up your eyes, whatever.
It's different.
No, it's not. Same one.
Oh, at the eye doctor?
Yeah, I lied.
So do you wear contact at all?
No, my eyes, that doesn't help.
It doesn't help?
No, it's not my eyes. It's my nerves.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Do you want to talk about that?
No,
I didn't
we'll
think so.
see about it on another.
Okay.
Once we get this ball rolling,
Yeah.
snowball effect into it.
Yeah.
I think I'm done for the day.
Well,
You want
let's
to talk
go
about?
like maybe 5 more minutes.
Okay, so we can get
Yeah.
done talking.
We don't,
Let's talk about you. What?
we don't have to talk about running.
Do you want to talk about love,
Mm-mm. No.
friendship?
Uh, well, it was funny. You were telling a story earlier, and how you said you were joking, but you said you hated the triathlon community,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of reminded me of oh yeah, that
When?
I don't know if there's anybody you do like.
Oh, that's for sure. I just didn't like.
No,
I
forget about the triathlon people. You just don't like anybody.
Yeah, I just don't trust people.
Yeah. Where do you think that comes from?
Not being loved by my friends. What do you think
So
comes
what
first?
comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the hate that you have that you put out there, or the lack of the love, or is it a
I
combination?
was born in like a very severe thunderstorm, and
Hmm.
my dad said that I've just been a pistol ever since.
Sounds
So
suspicious.
I've just been a negative Nancy.
You are.
But coming from you, like I'm way more happier than you are. You're negative about everything.
Listen, let me just say, ask ask someone else about that.
About what? You being negative?
No, but yeah, about you being not as negative. I'm talking about you not liking people.
People.
See? All right then.
But my core group of friends, I would do anything for. My inner circle, I would do
How big
literally.
is the inner circle?
I got like 4 or 5 friends that I really like. Like
Same. I'm joking though.
I'm not.
And that's yeah, well,
You do
everybody,
trust people.
everybody. Well,
Do you?
I do until they don't. They do something that I don't trust
Same.
them.
I'm a grudge
Yeah, but I
holder.
don't go into it without saying I don't trust anybody. I go, all right, I'll give you the benefit of the
And I
doubt,
do. And I
and
always,
then.
but I'm a grudge holder. If you cross me until day I
You know,
die.
it's funny you say that because I was thinking the other day, I'm like, even in that song, like Eminem song, you got if you got, you only get one shot. Really? I think you get more than fucking one shot.
You give someone another shot.
I mean,
But
isn't that what everyone talks about is getting a second chance? So do you get one shot or do you get a second chance
that's like a
or?
life thing. This is like personal friendships.
But
Cross me.
you did, and I don't know, you get all mad. You
Sweet.
get all mad, and then you have to go to therapy,
I'll never go to therapy.
and then like months later, you're like, oh, I was only kidding.
That'd be funny. I have like a fake grudge. What if it was all make believe? Like I was just fucking with everyone. I really love everyone.
I think
What
so.
do you, why do you think I'm this way?
I don't know. We talk about it all the time when you're not there. Uh,
That's why I don't
hey, here's
trust
the deal.
people.
Here's the thing. There's probably, let's just say, if you go out a layer of the core group of runners, there's probably, let's call it 10 runners that we all run together. It's probably less than that. It's probably right. If you don't go to a group run,
That's betrayal.
you're getting talked about.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not, I mean, it's not bad. It's just the
You
typical,
should
like,
have heard
when you're,
what
I can only
I
imagine.
should have heard. You should have heard what we were saying about you when we couldn't find you guys. We ran 20 Saturday, and Kurt and I turned it around, and you guys weren't even in sight.
Yeah, good running friends you guys are. Andy could have been having a heart attack. I could have fell. Austin could have been having a heart attack. And you
But
guys
guess
were
who
like,
came back for
oh,
you?
they know the way. They
Guess who
know the
came
way.
back for you? We
No,
did.
not you.
Yes, we did.
It was you and Kurt.
We ran back to you.
Yeah.
Like I just fucking said.
It was like 5 minutes. That was a long time.
It was, and I was getting cold.
So I ran with Andy this morning. I found out what happened. So his bladder, do you know the part that the little tube sticks in? Anyway, that had pulled apart. It was like it was that little. It wasn't the valve. It was the actual part that had stuck to the bag was leaking. You should have seen it. It was literally like fucking draining. It was like he turned a faucet on and it was coming out on his back. And Austin and I were like, "Dude, your bag's leaking."
That's why I hate using bladders. They're
Yeah,
so
but you
pain
know
in the
what?
ass.
They do have a lot. They do serve a really good purpose.
They hydrate you.
They definitely hydrate you. But I remember fucking how stupid I was where I had those two solid Camelback bottles in the front.
That's what I use.
I know, but are
Black
those
Diamond.
collapsible?
I use Black Diamond.
Yeah, collapsible. Yeah, but back then I had the two like
Shout out to Black Diamond.
24-ounce plastic fucking Camelbacks. How
That's how
dumb is
that's
that?
how they were when I first started. The AK vest. Direction.
Ugh,
Jeez.
God, God, it's gonna be dusty down here.
I'm telling you, this place is weird.
Oh man.
But yeah, the first vest I got was Anton Kopitschka
Oh yeah,
that had big bottles up front. I love that thing.
we met him at Leadville when Austin was running.
Good dude.
He was. They were doing a documentary. They were filming him around him. Did I ever tell you that story? Not about him, but another person.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we can talk shit about people on the internet here, but I will. Um, that Nick Bear, Nick Bear.
Oh, you did tell me about this.
Yeah, we won't talk about it.
I don't know anything about the guy.
Yeah,
I think I do follow him,
yeah,
but I don't know his story or I couldn't tell you anything about him.
yeah. Me neither.
I heard his people weren't nice to you guys.
Well, it was kind of weird. They were filming a documentary too, and we were right there next to him at that first aid station. And I was just like, oh, I recognized him when he came running in. He's jacked, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I always thought, if you look at the world class ultra runner guys, they're pretty much just like world class
Yeah.
marathoners. You know, a world class like Meb Keflezighi or like even way back in 2002 was Khalid Kanuchi. He's like 5'5".
Don't call me that again.
And
What'd you call me?
no,
Kalichi Kalikuchi?
Khalid Kanuchi.
Khalid
He had the
Kanuchi.
world record for he broke it in Chicago in
Oh, I do. I
2004
know what you're talking
maybe.
about.
He ran like a 204. Anyway, Bill Rogers, they're all tiny. My point was going to be that this guy, Nick, he's jacked. He probably weighs
It's fast.
195 and he's big, strong guy. And it's like, man, how?
Turn around, I'll show you.
Yeah. Well, no, not that part. I mean, but how, you don't want to have a lot of extra mass on you when you're running 100 miles.
But people think Leadville is a really tough course, and not that tough of a course.
Have you done it?
Hmm?
No. Have you run the race? Okay.
I've ran that course
No, but I asked
more
you
than
if
you
you
have.
have you run the race was the question.
I've ran that whole area.
It
I've
doesn't
ran
matter.
races through there.
Yeah, but not the actual race.
Races.
Here's what else. It's almost like Boston in terms of people think Boston is Heartbreak Hill is hard, but Boston is it's downhill. Downhill for 17 miles, so your quads are jacked the whole time, and then you hit the hill at 19 or 20. Same thing with mountain racing. It's the downhill that kills you.
Uphill's not that bad.
Uphill's easy. Climbing is,
I saw you go a hill one time.
yeah, you were with me.
Couple of
Two hills,
them.
two hard hills. Ugh,
That was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, power line.
You ran up the whole bitch.
That was crazy. You were like, on your left, coming through, coming through. It was like a wasteland.
uh, well, with that note,
Mm.
we're gonna cash it in today. Thanks for having us.
Is that how you sign off?
I don't know how to do this,
Here,
but
get in the middle there. Oh, look at that, it's zooming
yeah.
in. I don't want it zooming in on me. There you go.